directness, appointments, equality. You've heard it all. So today we will talk about something different. When I moved to the Netherlands and learned about this Dutch tradition, I thought, this thing is not just strange, it's outright rude and goes against all social norms. We will talk today about weddings in the Netherlands.
Well, it's pretty peculiar.
If a Dutch person invited you to their wedding stating that you are only invited to certain parts of the event, don't get offended. It's absolutely normal here. You can be invited to a ceremony only, which can be held in a church or town hall.
And be invited to just give the presents and leave.
People who are invited to the ceremony only are typically acquaintances, distant relatives or colleagues. So people who are not as close to the couple but they still want to include in some capacity. Other guests might be invited to the wedding reception only, which typically occurs immediately after the ceremony.
If you're invited for the reception and the ceremony, then in between you have to get food for yourself.
This is a brief event where the couple cuts the cake, toasts are made and typically light refreshments are offered. So these guests get to participate in these parts of the celebration, but they're not invited to stay for the main meal or the evening party. The closest friends and family members are invited to join the full celebration, which includes the wedding ceremony, the wedding reception and the evening party.
They have like separated event, like the dinner or the party without food, or this celebration, the ceremony or something like that. Yeah, weird.
So how would you feel about that? Imagine receiving a wedding invitation from your Dutch friend saying, hey, we'd really like you to come, but only to the ceremony, and we expect you to leave immediately after that.
And if you're a guest, you should make sure to understand to which part of the celebration you are invited to.
Yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, you will end up being hungry.
If you come from a culture like mine, I come from Russia, where weddings are generally seen as this big celebration where a lot of people should be invited, you might think that this Dutch tradition is offensive and just blunt.
I find it quite funny because that never happens in Czech Republic. If you're invited, you're just invited.
Talking about Russian weddings, not to paint a false image for you, Russian weddings can never be compared to weddings of Asian cultures that last days. But still in Russia, I think we prioritize social norms versus financial or practical aspect of it, or even our own wishes. So I gave this example to illustrate that many cultures typically would expect, to be included in the entire day festivities once invited to a wedding. But the Dutch are generally very understanding if they're only invited to a certain part of the celebration. So let's brainstorm a little bit on that. If we disregard the notion of tradition, social norm, or this is how it's been done by generations, and focus on what do you as the bride and groom want to do, how do you want to celebrate your day, I think this is what matters here. I know a couple that did not follow any traditions whatsoever because it feels misaligned with them. They booked a photo session in the locations that were meaningful for them, and that's how they spent the day. Our families had their shot to spend their wedding day the way they wanted. Our siblings or friends will also have the shot or already had it, and we respect it. So we also want to have this freedom of choice to do on our wedding day what we want to do. My close friend recently got married, and I also did not get an invitation because for them it was important to spend this day only with their parents. They did not want to spend much money on this celebration, and instead they wanted to go on a trip. Following this logic, the Dutch can also do whatever they want to.
In my hometown, a lot of people marry on Tuesday. Do you know why that is?
No, I never heard that.
Free to marry.
Oh, really?
That's very Dutch.
Yeah.
If they want to see this particular person only for this particular part of their celebration, why not? Because at the end of the day, it's their wedding. I think their logic also goes approximately like this. Hey, it's our wedding, we want it to be done this way, we have this much finances available for it, and if you, for your own wedding, want to invite all these people for the whole duration of your celebration, feel free to do it. Now on to you. How do you see it? Do you think it's rude, too practical, too much, or do you actually admire this freedom of choice? Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If you like this video, you should definitely watch these two videos next. I'll see you there. Bye for now.